Good morning, Internet. Wanted to say a big hello and just share one thought briefly this morning. The idea that I've been sort of kicking around for a few hours, a few days, sort of on and off, is just the idea of perfection in programming, particularly when we're first learning to code, LTC. Um, I think part of the reason programming is so cool and so great is that it's this space that allows you to continually learn and continually challenge yourself. If you like steep learning curves, you with programming there's always sort of something more that you can layer on or dig your teeth into, so to speak. So I think that's like really fun. Um, but as we've sort of discussed a little bit in these videos, and in the community is just the idea that it can also be super discouraging. It can be super discouraging to feel dumb on a regular basis, uh, with like this continual feedback that you're like screwing up. And the sort of the thought that I've been playing around with that I wanted to briefly just sort of mention today is the idea that like everyone's imperfect or most people are imperfect, and so in that way you are in good company. The sort of thesis around, or the what is the word that I'm looking for, like the nascence of this idea. Ooh, we gotta go to class. Of course, obviously. But the nascence of this idea, sort of the birth of this idea, came around in that, as you may know, I'm enrolled in a coding boot camp. For me, it's been a great experience. Just mostly the people have been awesome. Having the time to enroll in a structured curriculum has been really cool, and just mentally, I think setting aside 8, 10, 12 hours a day. Okay, let's be honest, I'm actually not studying 12 hours a day. I did that in college and it was terrible. Um, but just major chunks of time where learning to program is my primary focus, that in and of itself has sort of made the coding bootcamp a valuable experience for me. So the people in the structure. But going back to this idea of perfection and sort of the constant feedback from LTC, learning to code, one of the things that has sort of helped me get through certain days or certain moments is the idea that my instructors, like very competent programmers, at least some of them, I mean, they're all really nice, but some are sort of like more naturally uh, breadth in certain subject areas. But anyway, certain instructors, literally all of my instructors, will still make errors. They'll sometimes make errors of logics. Sometimes they'll make errors of spelling, also known as spelling errors in American English. Um, they'll like screw up people's names in the first week. But just like this idea that these people that are so far advanced in their professional programming careers or teaching careers, as compared to myself, that they'll still make mistakes is like a really helpful sort of piece of context or perspective that I've used to really just not get too discouraged. So I imagine people at companies like Google, Slack, Airbnb, all of the big shops, engineering or design, like people still make mistakes. There are probably processes within those types of organizations to sort of reduce the errors or the likelihood of errors getting out into the public, but like everyone screws up. So that just sort of that thought, particularly given in the context of my instructors who, from where I sit or literally stand today, are really knowledgeable about a space, i.e. programming, particularly full stack development. They're really competent, and yet they still screw up too. So that, I guess, makes it a little bit lighter of an emotion when I tend to screw up. And as I've mentioned before, as I'll continue to mention, I screw up on a regular basis, multiple times per day, usually multiple times per hour. Flawless, flaw more, remember, I've flaw some more. Okay, I guess I just did make that joke again a second time. Like, it was really bad the first time in the last video, but I think it's actually worse when you try to make the same bad joke day after day. But some people never learn the lessons. I may be part of that group, but hopefully you like this lesson. Actually, this isn't a lesson, but you know, less is more, less and less off. Let's less off. Let's less off for today. And I hope to see you again soon. As always, feedback, comments, input, opinions are welcome, encouraged. And we really appreciate those of you that are interested in participating and then do participate. I think that's like part of the coolest part of the community, or the project really, is the community, the human to human engagement, digital or otherwise. But thanks for helping make this a fun project, a fun way to spend time, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. All right, cheers.